Hey, what's good, everybody? I've been watching what's going on with the Israeli war, and there's some information I want y'all to see. It's two quick conversations. I'm not doing any intros. I'm not doing any sound equipment. In fact, I'm gonna have to stop watching what's going on. It's affecting me. I'm gonna have to chill out. I'm gonna have to chill out for a little bit. Just gotta give it a break because it's definitely starting to affect me. But breaking points. There was a debate, a light debate, a conversation between Sagar and Crystal was explaining her thoughts on, for the people, the Palestinians who live in Gaza. So let's watch this.
I genuinely can't wrap my head around how there is so much less concern for the Palestinian children, innocents who are being killed now than the Israelis. And my heart breaks for the Israelis. You know, the outpouring of support for the horror that they experienced is actually a beautiful thing to see that global, solidarity against those sorts of senseless, barbaric atrocities. But now that's exactly like one atrocity does not justify another. And that's already what's happening. I mean, already complete siege. Imagine what that's like to live with no power, no water, no food, no hospital, no ability to live, to leave. And you're 2.2 million people, over a million of whom are children. And that's what we're now watching unfold. And, much of the world is cheering it on.
Man, I get where she's coming from. I really do. I mean, it's not lost on me. I get it. War is horrible. Crystal's a nice person. She's a mom. She's an American. She's probably never seen anything like this. But I'm here to argue that in modern times, I don't think there's too many people who've seen anything like this. What Hamas did, what they did to kick this off. And I want to show you guys something else. You can hear, you can see what I'm talking about as to what Hamas did. And, I hear those people who are out there saying these things and they feel this way. I get it. You know what I mean? There's people who just aren't used to, this kind of violence or whatever. I get it. But if you go in as a grown human, as a quote unquote warrior, you go in as a warrior and you do some of the things that have been reported that Hamas did to civilians, to men, women, to children, infants. If you do these things, all bets are off. And this thing that they're reporting now, I didn't want to believe it. I really didn't want to believe it, but it's hard to not believe it now. It's impossible to not believe it, and we're gonna see why.
So out of 1,000 people, Israelis who lived in this beautiful community, more than 100 were killed. And today, the body bags, many body bags, were evacuated from that kibbutz, including those of children and including those of babies. And we got very, very disturbing reports of that came from the ground that there were babies that had been beheaded. And I admit it took us some time to really understand and to verify that report. And it was hard to believe that even Hamas could perform such a barbaric act. But after eyewitnesses came forward and after a senior official in the Israeli coronary service, Zaka, came forward on record on CBS News and said, yes, I saw the bodies of beheaded babies. I think we can now say with relative confidence that this is unfortunately what happened in Be'eri. This is what Hamas did to Israeli civilians.
So there you go. For anybody that has doubted it, for any of the propaganda that's been spread out there, the IDF just confirmed they 100% beheaded children. And it's hard to even listen to and imagine that they could do such a thing. It is not.
There's nothing to talk about. Now we on something beyond war. There's nothing to talk about. The IDF don't want to hear about Geneva Conventions. They don't want to hear about none of that. There's nothing to talk about. You know, and there's people out there like, well, I'm not going to believe it until I see pictures. I don't want to see pictures of that. I don't want to see pictures of that. The gentleman giving the brief, the gentleman in the uniform, the IDF spokesperson here, earlier in the brief, he said the initial rumors, the initial reports came from media, came from hardened independent media who went in. Maybe a little bit before the IDF or IDF or right as they got there, they went in and were looking around and they saw these things. I don't want to hear nothing. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? Shout out to Breaking Points and shout out to Speak the Truth. These are two really good podcasts. I suggest you guys follow them. You're getting some good information. That's it. There are no rules. The IDF is going to go in there and they're going to take care of business. They're going to find Hamas and they're going to get rid of them, and they should. They should. They shouldn't spare a single one. Who does that? Who does that? There were reports of the Japanese army doing that in China, in Shanghai. Reports of that. You know, who does that in today's world? Like, even the Israelis are shocked, and the Israelis, the IDF, didn't want to come out. They thought, they were thinking like everybody else was thinking. That has to be a rumor. The guy on the left who was talking on Speak the Truth, you know, this guy's a special forces operator. He same things. Like, man, I hope this ain't true. Nah, man, no quarter for Hamas. No quarter. Find them and kill them. Simple as that. As simple as that. And there's one more thing I want to show you guys, and then I'm just gonna rest. I'm just gonna try to not forget, but I'm just gonna, you know, kind of meditate on this. And this is part of the reason why I told you guys I don't talk to God anymore. I mean, how can a God let babies get beheaded? What purpose is that? What is there to learn in that? All that's gonna do is create the most horrific type of violence the world has ever seen. And the world is gonna sit back and let the IDF do their thing. And at least the IDF is dropping leaflets in Gaza, telling everybody we coming. They're telling all the civilians, stay away from Hamas. Go to the designated safe places. We see you out here while we trying to engage in some Hamas. You're going to get what they get. At least they're telling them that. I don't know what Hamas was thinking. I see you, Brother Knightish. I don't know what Hamas was thinking. What type of person could do that to a baby? The world is going to sit back and let it go down. It's not going to be any war crimes. It's not going to be any nothing. They're going to let the IDF go in there, find Hamas, and kill them. That's it. That's it. And if Israel needs help doing that, yeah, they'll get it. They'll get the help they need. I got a lot of respect for Crystal over there on Breaking Points, and she was talking about the humanitarian problem, and there's no fresh water, and these people don't have anything. You know, it's the reason they don't have fresh water. And here's the reason right here.
Zoom or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for everybody.
Okay. Yeah, send it. Give it a good send. The digging, the pipes being pulled up. These are the pipes that we spent all that money, give a financial aid. Look, they're getting ripped right out. For what reason? To be cut and turned into what? My God, look at this. Who would have thought?
Hamas is turning them into rockets.
They're turning them into, it's kind of crazy that they actually had the little ammo crates already prepped and ready for them. Look at that. Let's give them some more aid, huh? Let's give them some more aid. What do they dig up here? What is this?
It looks like a sunken ship, and they're pulling munitions off of it. There's a lot of correlation in between.
You see stuff like that, right? All that money, the little money they got through for humanitarian aid, they put pipes in the ground so they can get fresh water to the civilians, to the Palestinians who live in Gaza. But the elected government, the government that they elected, chose to dig those pipes up and turn them into rockets, those very same rockets they used to attack Israel. Nah, man, I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel bad at all. It's not like, there, unless there are lines of Palestinians over there telling the Israelis exactly where Hamas is and drawing maps and letting them know where all the booby traps are and where all the tunnels are, where all the rockets are, where all the weapons are. Unless the Palestinians are lining up to do that. Hey man, all the weapons are over here. They got to cache weapons over there. Here go the entrance to the tunnels. These are all the ways we know in the tunnel. These are the known booby traps. Here's where they got the IEDs cached. Here are the bomb makers. Here's where they live. Here's where their family live. Here go the shooters. Here go the names of the people who did that horrific thing to those poor Israelis and those babies. Here's where they are. In fact, if you're a Palestinian, you should be taking up arms against Hamas, the very people that y'all put in office. You should be taking up arms because those people are evil. And if you're not going to stand up against them, if you ain't fighting them, then you must be with them. At least that's how I see it. This is horrific. I knew the first 30 days were going to be bloody, but it's going to be way worse than I envisioned. They cut the heads off of babies. Hamas has to go.